AI is being embedded into nearly every enterprise workflow and software product on the market right now, but this massive rollout is happening completely in the dark. Right now, companies ship expensive models to production, but the economic reality is locked behind a black box like this one. The actual cost of all these queries and tokens only surfaces 30 days later when a massive vendor invoice finally lands on the desk. For finance teams, this is an accounting nightmare. Thousands of dollars bleed across customer support, engineering, and legal departments every week, and there is no way to pin a specific token to a specific owner. On the engineering side, the problem hits the product itself. Inefficient prompts, bloated context windows, and endless retry loops are operating as an invisible cost of goods sold, actively dragging down software profit margins with every API call. The math only works if we fix the attribution problem. To stop the bleed, every single AI token requested has to be tied to a defined, trackable financial owner before it ever reaches the model provider. An AI request is a live economic event. Treating it like one requires a master infrastructure ledger to sit between your users and the models, intercepting and governing the spend as it happens. You cannot govern what you cannot measure. Controlling the spend requires metering exactly who or what is triggering the request in real time. This setup replaces generic developer keys with budget-owned API keys. When a developer or a department sets up their access, they map their specific cost center directly to the credential. Now, look at the payload on the right. When an application fires off a request using one of these keys, the system automatically appends the department, the customer ID, and the margin floor metadata right into the header before the call ever leaves your environment. The dashboard catches all of that metered data instantly. Abstract token counts are translated into structured charts showing exact dollar costs and latency metrics across the entire organization. By tying the context directly to the key, anonymous API traffic becomes a strictly assigned financial liability. Every cent is accounted for. Giving finance a dashboard is a good start, but passive observation will not stop a runaway script. The infrastructure has to actively block bad requests before they hit the model provider and incur a charge. This is where the policy engine takes over. If an automated script tries to route a basic text summarization task to a highly expensive reasoning model, the policy layer intercepts the request. The transaction is halted immediately, and the system kicks back a clear, deterministic deny code. No tokens are generated and no money is spent. For the traffic that does pass through, the system actively drives the cost down mid-flight. It prunes unnecessary context bloat, blocks infinite retry loops, and serves repeated queries directly from a semantic cache. And all of this optimization is calculated using pure economic metadata. The raw prompts, internal code, and private customer data stay securely off the ledger and within your own environment. Wrapping AI in these strict policy and optimization boundaries turns a bleeding expense column into an efficient, heavily protected product margin. The next challenge happens when the users aren't humans. As autonomous AI agents start delegating tasks and requesting paid work from one another, they need a way to actually settle these microtransactions. This chart shows how we map these transactions using the P402 payment protocol. An agent's task request triggers a gasless USDC settlement routed directly through the base network. By baking the settlement right into the request header, standard API endpoints become instantly payable resources. There are no manual invoices or traditional banking rails slowing the agents down. Whether it is a settled X402 payment or a request blocked by a budget policy, the outcome is recorded. The system compiles the metadata, the decision, and the transaction hash into an immutable cryptographic evidence bundle. This trust layer gives compliance officers and procurement teams an exact, indisputable audit trail for every single cent spent by a machine. The 30-day waiting game for crowd vendor invoices is over. We have taken the black box of AI usage and broken it down into a highly structured, readable ledger. Finance teams now have a live dashboard that monitors their burn rate by department and accurately forecasts their exact month-end spend. Software developers can look at their traffic and see the real-time gross margin of every individual AI feature they ship to a customer. And autonomous agents can orchestrate complex tasks, strictly confined within pre-funded cryptographic boundaries that they physically cannot overstep. By attaching an owner and a policy to every single token, enterprise AI drops the operational risk. It matures from an unpredictable liability into a fully measured, optimized digital asset.